I want to turn your attention to January 1st, 2019, New Year's Day. Do you remember that day?
Yes, I do.
And did you have to respond to 1954 Juanita Way that day?
I did.
Roughly what time did you get to that address?
Approximately 1,400 hours, about 2 p.m.
Okay, and when you arrived on scene, were there other law enforcement officers there already?
There was.
Is there already crime scene tape up?
I don't recall if the tape was up or not. I'd have to go back and view some of the photos.
Okay, but all that process was happening, there were law
Yes.
enforcement officers who had the scene secure?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when you arrived on scene, did you approach that residence, 1954 Juanita Way?
I did.
Did you notice anything as you were approaching the residence?
There was a pungent odor coming pretty far distant from the home. I remember I could smell it about when I reached maybe the driveway area, some portions of the middle of the street.
Okay. And when you got there, what was your role in this investigation?
So I was one of the assistant case agents.
Okay. Now, once you get on scene, did you speak with the other law enforcement officers who'd already been on scene to kind of get an idea of what was going on and what the response that would be necessary would be?
I did.
And I'd like to show you what we have marked as States 220. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the neighborhood where this occurred?
Yes, it is.
And Judge, we'd ask to move States 220 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
Submitted.
And permission to hold that?
Amen.
Detective Scarpati, if you could, you mind stepping down just a couple steps and acquainting us with what we're looking at?
Of course.
That's very important.
It's fine.
So, and this is an aerial view of that neighborhood. Can you show us where the offense location 1954 Juanita Way is?
So that would be right in this region.
Okay, and in fact, if you zoom in there, can you see the dirt from the hole?
Yes. Yes, sir. So it'd be right about here.
Okay. Where is the clubhouse in relation to that residence?
So that's going to be over, is it not showing that over here? No, no. So right about over in this region.
Okay. And how do you get into or out of this particular mobile home park?
So the entrance is going to be right up, right up in this region.
You want to use your finger? That might be
Yeah.
more visible.
Sure. You go right in this way, down the main drag.
Okay, and in relation to this photograph, where would US 19 be?
That would be over, I don't know if you can see it over here. I'm going to scooch this over.
Just in that
Sure.
direction?
It'd be right down this way.
Okay. And just there at the top of that photograph, those houses up here, is that Pasco County?
Yes, sir.
But this here is Pinellas County?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, thank you. As one of the things you did on scene, did you speak with any neighbors?
I did.
Was there some question about the air conditioning unit at 1954 Juanita Way?
There was.
And did you learn anything about that air conditioning unit from the neighbors?
Yes, there was a notice from one of the neighbors in close proximity to the house. They heard the unit running nonstop, and so they thought that maybe there was a problem or something wrong with the unit.
And so that morning of January 1st, 2019, did they do something to it?
Yes, there was an HOA board member that went and retrieved that neighbor that did hear it running constantly, and they went to take a look over and see, if there was something they could do. They ultimately found the unit frozen over, so they were worried it would cause a fire or catch fire. So they went ahead and did, manually unplugged a portion of the unit.
Okay. So by the time law enforcement got there later that day, it was unplugged?
Yes.
Or deactivated in some way?
Yes, sir.
So when you're on scene, by this point, a welfare check had already happened and officers had already gone into the residence?
Yes, as a part of responding to a check the welfare, if we can't make contact with anybody, coupled with smelling an odor that we recognize to be body's decomposition, we'll go in and make entry to the home to make sure that there's no signs of life, nobody that we can give emergency care to. So we will do that.
But that had happened before you got on scene?
Yes, sir.
So when you got on scene, were you going right into the residence?
No, I did not. Officers backed out as soon as they saw that there was no signs of life and nobody else occupying the home, and then that scene was secured prior to my arrival.
Okay, and from that point, was law enforcement attempting to secure a search warrant to go and properly search and process the residence?
Yes, we began that process immediately.
So as that's going on, did you know exactly who the dead people in the residence were?
No, there was information collected from the officers that came out of the home. They gave us as much information as they were able to see without touching or moving or manipulating anything. There was one body that we could not tell if they were a male, a female. They gave us information that suggested that one of the decedents was a male. They could see a portion of the chest region with hair on it. They also indicated that there was another body that they observed. They could not see the body, but that they could see a portion of longer hair coming out from things that were obstructing the view of identifying who was in the house.
So did you go about trying to determine who should be in that residence?
Yes, we made contact with the complainant, which was the family members, and they were able to provide us a lot of information as to the family tree, who should be or who is not in that residence, who frequently visits, things like that.
Okay. Now, did you spend a lot of the time making contact with the different family members that quickly become kind of what you were doing that afternoon?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, as part of that information, were you becoming aware that at some point in the not too distant past that this defendant, along with possibly Jamie Ivancic, had visited or were planning to visit recently?
Yes, we were able to obtain statements from several different family members that Jamie's husband and both children were recently visiting the home. There were some that indicated that maybe they saw a younger female, and some that that stated that she was not present for that visit.
So, in terms of people that you are now trying, in terms of what you're trying to do in the investigation, were there certain people that you wanted to try to locate and make contact with?
Yes. So at the time we were learning all this information from several of the family members, we could not ascertain who was the third identity of the body located within the residence. So we began looking for and exploring avenues to see if we could find Nicholas. And we also explored avenues to see if we could locate Jamie, as well as the children and her husband, Shelby.
Okay. Now, as time passed, were you having difficulty determining where Jamie should be, like an address or a phone number or things of that nature?
Yes, we began asking family members questions about when the last time they had actually physically spoke with her or physically saw her. We quickly gathered that it was a length of time. And so, yes, that did become pretty obvious pretty quickly.
Okay. And also with this defendant, did you know exactly what door you could drive up to make contact with him? Or was he also a person you were trying to locate?
Yes, also somebody that we wanted to locate.
Okay. Now, eventually, a search warrant is obtained. Law enforcement goes into the residence. As all that's happening, are you gradually getting more and more information?
Yes.
And did there come a point where you felt, or law enforcement felt more comfortable that that third body was, in fact, Nicholas Ivancic?
Yes, a case of this magnitude, meaning all the things that they had to go in and process, takes a great amount of resources and time. So it took some time for the crime scene technicians to be able to even process through the home to even reach the deceased members. So with that amount of time, it was well into the next morning before they even were anywhere near processing the bodies. So at that point, and up until that point, we had been trying to explore finding Jamie, finding the children, finding Shelby, and seeing if we could find or locate Nick as well, until we learned the presumptive, third identity of the victim, Nick, which turns out to be Nicholas.
Okay, so moving into the second and then into the third, there comes a point where law enforcement was looking for Laura's 2013 Kia vehicle. Did your agency reach out to additional agencies in an attempt to try and locate the vehicle, or Shelby, or Jamie?
Yes, so we quickly noticed that the vehicle registered to Laura Ivancic was not located at the residence. So we began using law enforcement resources to see if we could track anywhere that vehicle may be located, or where it may be of last seen, things of that nature. And so that was a pretty big point that we were looking for.
Okay, and was there another detective who was the lead detective in the case?
Yes, Detective Derek Anderson.
Okay. Did there come a point on January 3rd where you and Detective Anderson had contact from a law enforcement agency in Ohio that they may have located this defendant?
Yes, we did receive information from an Ohio police department that the vehicle was located within their area.
So based on that information, did you and Detective Anderson immediately travel to go to that jurisdiction in Ohio?
Yes, we did get on a flight pretty immediately and flew up to the Ohio area.
Yeah, roughly, if you know, what time on January 3rd did you fly out of Tampa? I assume Tampa?
Sure. Yes. So our flight departure time was 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m.
Okay. So you leave Tampa Bay at 7:30, and where did you fly to?
We connected through Atlanta and landed in Ohio, then being taken from the airport over to Lakewood Police Department by the Lakewood Police Department officers.
Okay, so Lakewood, I assume Lakewood, Ohio?
Yes.
I'm not an Ohio person, so it's all Ohio to me, but, so Lakewood, Ohio. Once you got there, did you and Detective Anderson go to try and make, well, I guess, strike that. Was this defendant already in the custody of the Lakewood Police Department by the time you got there?
Yes, when we landed, I had phone contact with some of the Lakewood Police Department members. They informed us that while we were in air, that they had located Shelby Neely and that they had taken him into custody.
Okay, so did you and Detective Anderson go to their police department to speak with this defendant?
Yes, we did.
Now, you indicated that you've had a lot of training and interviews and those types of things.
Yes, sir.
And is one of the things that you do as a detective try to approach interviews with potential suspects in the way that will make it best in the investigation to get information,
Yes, of course.
and also making sure that they participate freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
So with all that training, did you and Detective Anderson come up with a game plan that he would be the one to interview this defendant alone?
Yes, when we were in transit to their police department up in Lakewood, Ohio, some of their, I believe it was their SWAT commander, he was informing us
Yeah,
of
so without going into too many details, but you felt like that would be the best plan?
Yes.
Okay. And so Detective Anderson did conduct that interview?
Yes.
And while he was doing that, were you present observing the entire interview?
Yes, I was observing it. I was just outside the door of the room, and so I could hear their dialogue through the door, but I also was watching it on a live monitor just outside.
And based on the things that were happening in the interview or in the information that you were gathering, were you coordinating with other law enforcement officers, either from Tarpon Springs or other agencies as necessary?
Yes, there was quite a lot going on, so we were coordinating back with my agency, Tarpon Springs Police Department detectives, as well as Pasco County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. Well, during the course of the interview, did this defendant reveal that he had killed Jamie Ivancic in Pasco County's jurisdiction?
Yes.
And so based on that information, did you contact Pasco County Sheriff's Office and alert them so that they could begin to do whatever they needed to do?
I contacted my detective sergeant at the time and explained to him what was mentioned so that he could get in touch with Pasco County Sheriff's Office to start that coordination.
Okay. So subsequent to that interview, were you involved in working with the police department there to get a search warrant to search 1093, or I'm sorry, the Newman, I'm going to say it wrong, the Newman Avenue residence?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have the numeric on that? I'm sorry, 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood.
Yep, just 1 second. Okay, so 1573 Newman Ave in Lakewood, Ohio.
Okay. And as far as the significance of that residence, was that the residence that this defendant was arrested at by the Lakewood Police Department?
Yes, he was taken into custody.
Okay. So did the local law enforcement officers assist in obtaining a search warrant for that residence?
Yes.
And were you present, and did you assist them in executing that search warrant at 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood?
Yes, I was.
All right, and I'd like to show you States Exhibits 221 through 238. You could look at those real fast and tell me if you recognize them.
Yes, I do.
And are they fair and accurate depictions of what you observed when the search warrant was being executed at 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio?
Just 1 moment. Yes, sir, they are.
Judge, at this time, the state would ask to move States Exhibits 221 through 238 into evidence?
Any
Would you
objection?
look at them first, please?
Yes, you may.
We approach?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. With the part about bulking up so that he can go down there and move the bodies. What did he steal? Oh, well, he stole it. Okay. All right.
Objection is overruled. They're admitted.
Thank you, Judge. And permission to publish?
You may.
All right, Detective Scarpati, I'm displaying State's Exhibit 221. And can you tell us, is that 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio?
Yes, it is.
And we see the front door there, 2 trash cans. What is this thing over on the right side of the photograph?
That was Laura Ivancic's vehicle.
The 2013 red or maroon Kia?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you State's Exhibit 222. Is that one of the things that you found in the trash cans there at that residence, 1573 Newman Avenue?
Yes, I don't know if that one was specifically from the trash can. There were several in the trash can and several inside the kitchen area.
Okay. And this one, if we look at the date, it's December 28th.
Yes, sir.
And there's a phone number on here that starts with 216.
Sorry, where are you pointing to?
It's a little washed out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm showing you States 223, or displaying States 223. Is this another Domino's pizza box that you found at the residence?
Yes, it is.
And this one had a date of January 1st,
Yes, sir.
same address, and again, a phone number of 216-456-4460
Yes, sir.
associated with it. And I'm showing you States Exhibit 224. Was this another Domino's pizza box that you found at 1573 Newman Avenue?
Yes, it is.
And was the date on this one January 3rd?
Yes, it is.
And the phone number on this one was 832-412-6528.
Yes, sir.
While executing the search warrant of the residence, did you find a number of items of interest?
Yes, we did.
All right, I'm showing stage 225. Can you tell us what this is a photograph of as I zoom out?
Yes, so that's the kitchen area and a countertop and underneath in the cabinets.
All right, now in particular, was the case here under the cabinet and the cooler of interest?
Yes, they were.
And did you take out the cooler and look in it?
Yes, we did.
I'm showing stage 226. Is that the cooler opened up and a photograph taken of the contents?
Yes, it is.
It's a little washed out, but was there something right there in the cooler that was of interest?
Yes, a wallet.
All right, I'm showing you State's Exhibit 227. Is that a photograph of the wallet that was in that cooler?
Yes, it is.
And especially on the big board, it's a little washed out, but were there IDs and cards in that wallet that were of interest to your investigation?
Yes, there was.
State's Exhibit 228, are those some of the items within the wallet that you removed to photograph better?
Yes, they were.
And is this in particular a driver's license for Richard Ivancic and a social security card for Nicholas Ivancic? I'm sorry, Richard Ivancic?
Yes, yes, sir.
And in that same wallet, and I'm showing States 229, this is a photograph of additional items you found in the wallet.
It is.
And did it include a driver's license for Nicholas Ivancic as well as a Bank of America debit card for Richard Ivancic?
Yes, sir.
Were there more items in that wallet?
Yes, sir.
So I'm showing States 230. Did that wallet include a Social Security card for Nicholas James Ivancic as well as a Chase debit Visa for Laura Ivancic?
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing you States 231. Is that a photograph of the wallet with the contents next to it?
Yes, it is.
And I'm showing you States 232. Can you tell us what is this a photograph of?
That's inside the suitcase, and that's a photograph of a collection of coins and a binder that contained receipts and information about those coins.
Okay, was it a pretty well-kept collection?
Yes.
Like receipts, certificates, folders, booklets where the coins were kept, things of that nature?
Yes, neatly organized, yes.
Showing you States 233. Is that another section of that same briefcase?
Yes, it is.
Again, did it contain additional items pertaining to coin collecting?
Yes, some informational, data and things like that.
Showing you States Exhibit 234. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What location is this in the residence?
So this is also in the kitchen area, and that basket and garbage bags are on top of the refrigerator.
Okay, and were there items within that laundry basket that were of interest to you?
Yes, there was.
I'm showing you States 235. Is that a photograph of the contents of that laundry basket, looking at the laundry basket from the top down?
Yes, it is.
Were there a number of other items pertaining to coin collecting within this laundry basket?
Yes, there was.
Was there also a fairly unique sheet of $1 bills that a money collector might have?
Yes, there was.
I'm showing you States 236. Can you tell us what this is a photograph of?
Yes, so this is a like a built wall unit that has several shelves located within the home
Okay.
on the first floor.
And on, I guess, the top shelf, was there an item of interest?
Yes, there was.
And the shelf right below that, was there video game equipment?
Yes, there was.
So focusing on the item of interest on the top shelf. I'm showing you States 237. Is States 237 that item on the top shelf once it's been opened up?
Yes, it is.
And is that a revolver?
Yes, it is.
And were you guys aware that there was a revolver missing from the residence
Uh,
at 1954 Juanita Way?
Yes, the officers that had initially went in to complete the welfare check noted that there was a gun safe, that there was no guns located within that safe, but multiple rounds of ammunition.
Finally, I'm showing you States 238. Can you tell us what this item is?
Like a weighted vest to enhance, workout and endurance.
Where'd you find this in the residence?
Just one moment.
Did you carefully document all the different things that you do in the case so that if asked a bunch of specific questions, you'll be able to remember all the details?
Yes, we do. I believe that was located in the second story of the residence.
Around or in the general area of other items that belong to Shelby Neely?
Yes, sir.
Judge, can I have just one moment?
You may.
I don't have any more questions at this time.
Any cross-examination?
Just a few. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
When you were headed up to Ohio, one of the primary reasons, or certainly a significant reason, was you wanted to have contact with Mr. Neely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In fact, when the two of you were flying up there, you probably were pondering whether or not he would be cooperative, right?
Probably.
Sure. I mean, is he going to talk to us? Is he not going to talk to us? That's certainly something that probably was on your mind, right?
Sure, that's always a question.
Sure. And would you agree when people who are suspects and are being interrogated, it's helpful when they in fact tell you what happened, right?
On occasions, it can be.
Sure, sure. And acceptance of responsibility is something that you give some value, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, Mr. Neely told you a lot of information about what he had done within your jurisdiction, right?
Yes, to Detective Anderson, but yes.
Right. But I mean, you were outside, you heard it, and he provided a lot of information, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, not only did he assist you with your investigation, he also gave you additional information that you then contacted someone else within your department to contact Pasco and let them know that you have received information about another murder, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Other than by leaving a long trail of evidence, did Mr. Neely assist you at all in locating him?
No, sir.
Did he assist you at all in tying him to the crime before you got to Ohio?
No, sir.
But you'd already tied him to the crime before you got to Ohio.
Yes, with a lot of resources and a lot of manpower and a lot of very sleepless nights, yes.
Okay. I don't have any more questions, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.